Okay, so what I want to do is to unpack what just happened there. What was going on there? I want to talk psychologically, spiritually, what was happening there with that guy? Come on, somebody. Somebody. Yes, go on.
I think he got very offensive because he didn't know, he's never been told these things before, and it hit home.
Right. So basically, what you think might have happened is something that I said, he's never really been told these things before, and something that I said made him feel, triggered off a feeling of discomfort with him, because the truth can be painful. And you know, I think that I can certainly identify with that. Truth can be very painful, it can be uncomfortable, and so it's something that he said. And then he claims it was because I was making fun of people. And you know, it's an interesting point. You know, I think that to make fun of people, or in other words, to create entertainment at the expense of somebody else, is something that I wouldn't like to do. But to create entertainment that can trigger discomfort in someone else, that I am absolutely. This is what it's all about. If the entertainment that you are watching is not actually bringing out anything in you, but you're just passively sitting there like a robot watching their crap programming, they are literally programming you. They are literally programming you. Watching EastEnders, all that stuff, the news, this is all a type of programming, unless you are getting involved in it. So it's fine if you feel angry right now. It's fine if you feel frightened, if you feel happy. In fact, you don't even feel happy, because you are the space in which happiness arises or anger arises. So guy puts water on my head. At first I get reactive, I run after him, and then I just observe that it's okay, it's alright, you know, and you know, God bless him, yeah, God bless him. I pray for him, you know, and for myself, that we both keep on learning that, you know, nobody's responsible for my feelings except for me. That's it. Anybody here saw the water thing happen? David, what would you say?
Come on. Very loud as you can. Right.
I'd really say that I think he was responding out of reactiveness to you. I think he couldn't quite deal with perhaps what you were saying, or the very fact that you were there mouthing off. I think that's basically it. I think people just don't want to be talked to. I think they're tired of being talked to, actually. Danny, that's my feeling.
Okay, so tired of being talked to. Anybody here? Are you tired of being talked to, sir? Are you tired of being talked to? I'll take that as a yes.
Bob, are you?
What's that?
I bet you ain't short of a few bob.
You bet I ain't short of a few bob. What makes you think that?
Look at you.
Do you like it?
I bet you're a rich boy's kid.
I'm a rich boy's kid. Is that bad?
It is to me, yeah.
It is to you. It depends what rich. How rich? How rich is rich? Can you tell me?
Huh?
You accused me of being the son of rich people. How rich is rich? Where does it start? What kind of money? What?
Where's your school? Where's you born?
Where was I born? In London.
Where?
In our home. I was born at home. My mother had me at home.
School.
Which school did I go to?
School.
So I really don't like to talk about school. It's a terrible, terrible experience.
You went to a fucking posh one, didn't you?
What's that?
You went to where's your school, mate?
I went to school. That was the problem. I'm trying to get over it. Unfortunately, many of the people here, look, I bet this chap went to school. Now look at him. Did you go to school, sir? Yes, you see what I mean? Gone. Absolutely gone. The creativity's been bushed out of him as he comes to work every day doing nothing and getting paid lots for it. What was that?
You've had everything.
I've had everything.
Yeah, mate. Making up, you're coming up.
I'm making up, I'm coming up, but I'm going down.
Yeah. You've never done it.
I've never done it.
Yeah.
What have I never done?
Where are you going to school? Where's the school?
Where do I go to school? You're really into this whole school thing, right?
Go to school.
I try not to speak about my school. I'm embarrassed that I went to school, by the way. If you know anybody, by the way, please don't tell anyone that I went to school. I'm really embarrassed. I'm really ashamed that I was so stupid. Obviously when I was young I didn't realise they were brainwashing me, but then I got older, I think, my God,
Been to college.
how could my parents do that to you? By the way, if your parents sent you to school, maybe it's time to look them in the eye and ask them why they did it. They'll probably, if they tell you the truth, only did it because they wanted someone to babysit you so that they could get on with whatever they wanted to do, basically. which is why we're all in such a mess. And that's why I don't want to talk about what school I went to. I actually went to a secret school for training megaphonists. It was a specialist school for training megaphonists.
What?
Megaphonists. Haven't you heard of megaphonists? People who use megaphones. Megaphonists. No?
I believe in the Bible.
You believe in the Bible. Okay, that's... ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Today we're doing some... oh, sorry, beg your pardon. Hello. We're doing some free association here with this chap here. I'm pretending that I am a Freudian psychotherapist, and he's pretending that he's my client, okay? So now he said, I believe in the Bible, okay? Tell me more about that.
I was brought up in a fucking Catholic...
You were brought up in an effing Catholic what? Convent. You were brought up in a convent. You lucky man. I've always wanted to be brought up in a convent. Must be a lot of fun being... Do they bring up boys in a convent? What's that?
Best thing ever happened.
Best thing that ever happened to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, thanks very much for being part of it. I wish you a wonderful weekend. Thanks for being part of it. So, any more questions? Do you have any questions about anything, sir? No, I'm saying, do you have any questions about anything? That's the point, right now.
The point is, I've only just turned up.
You've only just turned up? Right, you don't know what my point is?
No, all I've seen you is patronising that chap.
All I've seen me is patronising that chap. Right, okay. That's fair enough. That's your interpretation. I'm sorry if I patronised you. I wasn't. I was just kind of playing with you. You all right with that? Thank you. Anyway, if you want to get offended on behalf of other people or yourself, please feel free to do so. It's your choice to be as easily offended as you like. Ladies and gentlemen, if you do have any questions, please do ask. If you don't have any questions, you really need to start thinking of some. Seriously, not having any questions is like almost not not being alive. Do you have any questions?
Who is God?
Who is God? That's a fantastic question. Hold on, but you're not no time. He hasn't even got 5 seconds to hang about for the answer. You don't really want. Okay, so hold on a second. Hold on a second. I don't think you want to actually know who God is, do you?
No, I just want this wrong.
You just want to piss me off. Right, okay, fair enough, off you go. You've not been very good at it. You have to try a little bit harder than that. Maybe throw some water over me, that will piss me off for about 30 seconds. But you know what I mean, just saying who is God. Who is God? A good question just before we finish. Anybody here, please? Chap asked, I'd actually be quite interested. Who is God?
He's in the sky. No one knows.
No one knows he's in the sky. Alright, fair enough. I like the paradox in that. No one knows he's in the sky. Who is God? No? What about you, sir? Can you tell us? Sorry, just while you're rolling up, who is God? Do you mind?
He's the Almighty that created.
He's the Almighty that created everything. Oh, thank you very much. Okay, man on bicycle, who is God? What? God doesn't exist. Okay, lovely. Can you tell me now, if you don't think God exists, you obviously must have some kind of idea about the God that doesn't exist, right? Otherwise, if I was to ask you, who is Shalabuba, you'd say, well, I don't know. I don't know what you mean. So you've obviously got an idea of what this God is that doesn't exist. Tell me about this God that doesn't exist. You can't. Well, then why are you saying he doesn't exist? I mean, if you don't know what you're talking about, then why say that something you don't know what you're talking about doesn't exist? Isn't God that which is mysterious? In which case, obviously you don't understand it. And you never will completely, probably, otherwise it will be you. Which is a bit worrying, to be honest, looking at you. I'm not saying you don't look like a reasonable guy, but the thought that you are kind of the ultimate in the divine manifestation worries me somewhat. I don't know why, some sense I have. But you're still just a part of God even as much as this man here. Do you know? I think so. Who is God? He's all around me. He's behind you and in front of you. Who is God? Say it again. God is who you want him to be, or her, or it. And who do you want God to be, madam? Who do you want God to be? Father of Jesus. Father of Jesus, not Jesus. The Father of.
Man-made doesn't exist.
Man-made doesn't exist, says man, but he has had quite a lot to drink. So not sure we can trust that one. Who is God, David?
In the brain, I think.
God is in the brain.
The brain.
Can you find it? Have you dissect it? Oh, there it is. Look there. Who is God? You don't know, you haven't met him. Would you like to? Not really? Well, fair enough. Well, you ain't going to be meeting him then sometime soon, because I'll tell you something, that the God of my understanding would never meet with you unless you wanted to, because that's just the type of non-bloke he is. So that's fine, don't worry, you won't meet God. If you don't want to, you won't. What about, you must have a scary idea of God, right? You think God's like scary and horrible and punish you and things for not being perfect? No? Do you think God would like just love you just because you are who you are? What's that? No? You don't think God would be able to love you just because you are who you are? I think so. I mean, surely if God can do something, He's got to be able to even love these two blokes here. Do you know what I mean? Because they are quite lovable looking rogues, aren't they? Dressed in their suits and ties. And who is God? Man with the rap. Who is God? You don't know? You want to get on with the McDonald's, right? Is it McDonald's? You actually went in? You went in there? You trust them? You trust them with your life?
Why don't you go and fucking get one, mate?
Why don't I go and get one? There are about 73 reasons why I wouldn't get one of those, and that's the number of ingredients. No, actually, probably about 62 of them. 62 of the ingredients out of the 73 ingredients that went in there to make you think that that tastes good.
If you want to speak to me, you have to be part of the film. Do you want to be part of the film? Would you like to be part of the film?
You can't do it from
Would you like to be part of the film? Because you are being filmed now, I'm just telling you. I think you better get back up. Alpha. Do you want to describe me to them? Say I've got like a... What do you think of the suit? Do you like it? Do you like the suit? Come on, be nice. I like your... Oh, very sensitive. Don't worry about it. It's alright, just take it easy.
Freedom of speech. What rights we have.
Hold on a second, we've got another interesting typical situation here where this young man who works for Network Rail, works for Network Rail, has told me you're not allowed to do this. And he's now radioing in for backup. Help, back up, bloke doing something outside of normal frame of reference, quick. It doesn't, where does it say this in the 5,000 pages that you had to read before your job about all the health and safety, like they give a crap about your health and safety when they allow a big McDonald's in here as you walk along. They don't care about your health and bloody safety, not at all. Anyway, here we go, he's calling back up. I think we should get the armed police in, to be honest. Don't just get me this, you know, the PCSOs. I don't want no PCSOs. I want the proper hardcore armed police. Call the armed police. Hello, is that the police? Is it an emergency? Yes. What exactly is the problem? Oh, as a bloke not doing what a bloke from Network Rail told him to do. Oh, come along. We can't allow that now, because you know what that would lead to. If he doesn't do what that, eventually the whole population will realise that all the rules are basically a load of nonsense and they're only applied to the poor and not the rich. We don't want to allow that. It's a slippery slope. The slaves might get, you know, they might get a whiff of it. Can we get an ETA for the next level of security to deal with this terrible issue of freedom of speech?
10 minutes.
10 minutes? No, that's not good enough. 10 minutes? I mean, you can't allow someone just to disobey someone from Network Rail who works for a private corporation that for some reason runs the station that's meant to be part of the service for us, that we pay 150 quid to get a train ticket from here to there, so some guy who runs a hedge fund, who's a hedge fund manager, can have another holiday home in God knows where. Talking of holiday homes, by the way, while we do wait for the police, do you know, think about this, if your parents wouldn't have had you, yeah, they could probably afford a holiday home in France. They'll probably think about that on a regular basis and think, holiday home, you. Holiday home, you. Can you imagine why they're so uptight? Do you know what I mean? How many regrets? Look, he's reading the Evening Standard and not even embarrassed. You're not even embarrassed?
About what?
About the fact that you're reading propaganda.
I couldn't give a shit.
You couldn't give a shit? I couldn't give a shit. Where'd you get that idea from? Oh, I read it in the Evening Standard. Don't worry about propaganda, headline in Standard. Oh, all right then. I'll read the Standard. Oh, why should I worry about that? I don't care. Yeah, I'll read it. It's free. It's fine. So it's going to scare the living daylights out of you. I don't care. It's fine. At least I'll be feeling something. I don't want to be just bored. I don't want to be left with my own thoughts. For God's sake, you don't want to be left with your own thoughts on the train, ladies and gentlemen. Get yourself an Evening Standard. Okay, it'll put the fear of death into you to keep you under control. But it's better than having to actually be just present with your own thoughts. My goodness, no wonder you're feeling so dull. The dullness of those thoughts. No wonder. Anyway, we've got about 5 minutes till the police come. Are they coming? Oh, good. Oh, taking notes. Get your notebook out for this rather important crime, ladies and gentlemen. They're calling more backup. Yes, the more the better. The more, get them armed. Get the armed lot. I think you should get the armed police. This is a serious crime now. Come on, guys. We can't have people just talking sense in train stations. Sense? Sorry, that was a good heckle. Sorry, I beg your pardon. We can't have people talking nonsense in train stations. Is that better? A little bit more accurate, yes.